So we'll be having a change of pace here, right? You've never seen me like this before, and you've never really seen me discuss about this, but I might have to discuss about it anyways. Anyhow, it's gonna be relevant later. You'll see what I mean later. The House of Representatives has a dress code that, of course, currently is outdated and is really discriminate to various forms of other dress codes somebody could wear. The stuff that they wear, people that wear, is not really within the dress codes currently of the current House of Representatives for Florida, which I've never ran for before. Anyways, by the way, I did try it, but right when I saw that really one dress code rule, that thing right there is what turned me off, and I'm gonna tell you exactly why that turned me off. All right, here's why your opinion will begin to matter as long right on the side of mines. You obviously have complained about the dress code before, and not even realizing that there's also a dress code in the government. You obviously all know this. You've seen it happen in your school. That's why I'm bringing it up to all of you. Now, you younger viewers who are Generation Z viewers, you might not see this as important to you. You might not care, but there are people who are like, I don't care about wearing a suit and a dress only not less than an inch above my knees and stupid stuff like that. As you're a female, you can't really wear jeans and that crazy sort of crazy level shit in Congress whenever you're representing over there in the chamber with all these other representatives in there and senators. That is, again, their job to pass laws and make sure it doesn't get weird and make sure that you're present, you don't get late, and all these cases can pass by. Basic responsibilities of visiting people, managing the budget, all of these community stuff that they must follow. That has been around for quite a long period of time. I know about the high Republican presence over there in the House, and I want to piss those people right now. And I'm gonna tell you, all of you guys are fucking lunatics, and you really need to do your fucking education. Nobody gives a shit about you, and you Democrats have to up your fucking game, because right now I sort of know that there's not really an independent force going on in Florida, and it's been a Republican state since, and I've seen it for at least above 10 years. That there's always been Republican. Same for Texas, same for California, and I've seen Bernie Sanders approach these places, and I'd really love that if I could see Florida become something much better than it was, because I can't really trust the Democratic Party to be able to withstand all of the new stuff that's been rolled out by Republicans, because of course they've been completely outnumbered 2-1, and I don't like seeing that. But that's what's happening. But I also can't say the same for the Democrats, which have obviously been on the low recently. They've certainly flopped. They need to regain their speed and come back to terms to how the world works and look and talk to people once again. I'm relying on Bernie Sanders to be able to pull this off, but you can't always rely on him to do everything. He's gunning at his age, and he has been rushing through many states with his rallies that have been passing the message around, and he's not going to be able to do that forever. And we're going to at one point have to bring some young people to be able to go over there and challenge what's already existent, because right now the current age average over there is like 30s, 40s, mainly 40s, and that's not looking so good for representatives and senators, which again it requires a requirement that you must have years already have lived in the Florida and stuff like that. You have to represent a certain district or something. There's like a rule for that. And if you go higher, you can represent the state or something like that, which is really hard to do. You need to first scale up before you can take such tasks like those, because the higher positions require you to have more years of experience. But there's one thing in the way, is that stupid dress code where you have to wear suits, a tie that fits the professional and very legislator friendly environment. They assume that everybody must be able to do that. There's a skirt mandate there. There's a literal skirt mandate there. This is not the fucking 1950s. I need this to get into your fucking cranium. Some of you people over there who are already above 40, you're fucking ludicrous. This is a piece of shit. Some of you people literally need to get off of your ass and literally look at the children right now. Look, the Generation Z really hate Trump right now. We really despise him. And it's so fucking sad that I noticed that some of the very generation of mine, Generation Z, males of my generation, are still quite going 50-50 for Trump. Are you fucking serious? Yes, I'm fucking serious. I've looked at quite an amount of channels out there who are just not even, they're just turning complete Republican, just red party, just complete, oh, let me just accept everything he says. We have Asmongold out there. For sake, we have Asmongold out there. He's just been spluttering and spluttering everywhere across the floor with just a bunch of lies and just believing. Let me just believe everything what Trump says. It is utter chaos. And don't even take these people seriously. Some of you idiots, like, for again, Generation Z dudes, I'm a dude. I'm a dude. You dudes out there who still struggle with going, is he wrong? Is he lying? Is he lying? We don't know if he's lying. You don't have the evidence. It is so easy to search up everything Trump says to see if he's right or not. You're all taking his word by word by word. It is obviously so stupid. Come on, it is in front of your face. In front of your face. And again, I sidetrack from the stupid dress code thing because to get over the stupid dress code thing, you need to first get over who is wrong, who is evil, and who is working for the people, not for the billionaires. There is a literal system for a limitation to how many donations you get whenever you start running for office, for representative, senator, or again, legislator, lawyer, stuff like that, like stuff that you could apply for that without some sort of high level education before you start needing a necessary education for it. Well, I looked at it. There's some challenges. There are people that have minimally a challenge to dress code there, but the word out there is that the dress code should remain the same and it should be a thing. That's really stupid. There are people like me who dress whatever the fuck we want, and that's because we can dress whatever the fuck we want, not because LGBTQ, not because some person said it, not because your fucking mother or you said it. We're not here to go, I'm going to wear suits and that's the only thing that's accessible. So you're basically saying that if you don't wear a suit, you're not getting hired, you're not going to pass laws, and you should have no word. The very idea that people have never seen any incentive to run for office is so understandable because of the world being so stupid, so damnifying, and so discriminate that I could show you many examples of dress codes in schools, which are just the smallest example of it. It's much more wholesome. It is less predatory, less like I'm gonna wreck you over for not wearing a dress code. In school, if you don't wear a dress code, they're just gonna give you a shirt. The legislation seems that they actually enforce the stupid dress code, and well, here we are. They're playing around with the dress code, saying that if you don't wear the dress code, you're not hired, basically. And again, there's an attendance issue, there's that limitation issue, there's that you need treasurer, you need to have experience, you need to talk with these people. There are meetings that you must attend to, or some felony strat like this, and this keep going on and on. I can bring so many examples. And again, I want you guys to look at my face here. Just look at it. I'll just be doing this at random. And I want you to take this seriously to account. For you Floridians out there, some of you are fucking the buffoons. Some of you need to actually get your straight ass up, get off the fucking couch and start learning. Holy shit, you know nothing about the fucking world. It is so unmakeably disappointing. Unmakeably disappointing to how little you all know. That I have to look at the current media and see some of you not understanding living shit about what the fuck is actually going on, besides your mother and your cousin and your mother of like 42 years old, maybe your cousin mother. I'm going to say that your cousin's mother. That's a great way to branch in that. There's so many verbs I can use for this, and it is highly incriminating the amount of illegal stuff that's been just done by some of these people who are scaling up the government, that are mainly Republican, because sadly I lived a good life in Florida, but stupidly there's some bad people up there, and I've seen Rick Scott and Ron DeSantis already blow the cover for like some really evil people out there who have been paying them, and now due to their ego, they're retaliating against the very people that supported them. So that shows you the amount of idiocy that I have to deal with and put up with. Same for my stupid families. I'm gonna call you out. I'm not gonna care anymore. And some of you Latins, you Latinos and Latinas out there, some of you don't even have your fucking education. You don't have your fucking life straight. The fact that you work 40, 50 hours or something for a week, and you're getting completely used by the entire corporate system. They're using your fucking labor, and all of your religion and all of your Catholic beliefs or other different sorts of beliefs against you by using you and making you think that working hard is the fucking lifestyle. Holy shit, just open your fucking eyes. I'm overhearing the same story about some sad story about living in poverty in Hispanic families. Some of the major amounts of votes came from Hispanic families or black families that have been out there and voting straight up Republican forces that want to remove their rights, which is the very reason why they keep having to work their fucking ass off for hours, losing their soul to shitty people out there who are literally demanding that they stay in labor. And staying in labor is not something I want to hear from people in Florida. And some of the institutions that are up here are so underfunded. The ones that are really good, they're defunded or they're not even funded enough to be able to pull off such thing. And I've looked at it, and if you go show me the evidence, go search it up your fucking self. Oh my goodness gracious, the fact that I have to be responsible for you to gain all the information out there, to just, you can't even look it up yourself. I'm telling it to the people who don't want to research, just want to leave some hate comment down below. Yeah, I'm calling out you out. Subscribe to my channel if you actually agree. If you just do your freedom research, which I'm not responsible for every single fucking time, holy shit, search it up, learn about what I'm talking about. And most of the comments I've seen in political live streams and quirk live streams and all that, some of those people are so bogus. So like Palestine, Gaza, and some crazy shit, and saying a bunch of stuff. I lost my mind over in one chat before, but the rest of them is like, it's not worth it. Some of these people are too lost. So here I am. Just want to get my steam off of this, because the dress code, I want to wear what the hell I want, but some stupid dress code doesn't allow me to be able to do that. Same thing for what happened when I graduated from high school, and they said you must wear red, wear these gowns in order to be able to publicly be recorded. I don't know. If you don't wear the red, your name gets skipped. You don't get called out. You don't sit in the seats in the middle stadium during graduation, which, by the way, the graduation of mine's just happened at a stadium. It's saying that it was near where I lived. I didn't wear red because it was against what I wanted to wear, which is what I wanted to wear when I wearing. And I've graduated. I did all the work to be graduating and walking the stage. But sure, we should prioritize wearing red gowns for the camera and photos. That's shit. That's complete utter trash. That's garbage. That doesn't make sense to me. And here I am. I really thought about talking about myself in such a self-centered way, but here I am. I'm done with this other bullshit that occurs. Like, I'm not gonna say bullshit, like the actual word for bullshit, the dirty way. Okay, the other things I can curse about for Philly, but not this other shit that's been like I can't exclaim anymore. You have to do something about this. And to call out some of you representatives who want to uphold something like this, or maybe they just did nothing, I'm going to look into that. Some of you guys need to literally modernize. You are old people. You don't know any more shit about the media better than we do. We, the Generation Z, which, by the way, probably 2 times younger than you, average. We had our lives literally just dumped over by COVID, and we weren't even able to at least take a stand for ourselves during the pandemic, because it hit right when most of us turned 18. Generation Z, but specifically, it's not to scrutinize the other generations. It is simple mere logic that maybe wearing the old dress code and suits and ties and fixation on the skirt size and its shoes and attire, it's like the fucking 60s, 50s, 70s. Come on, this is a new world. I don't get, you shouldn't show your shoulders in the legislative chambers of the serious people. That is the most stupid and most retarded shit I've ever heard ever before in my entire life. I've lived only 19 years. And you people only get to serve 4 terms or 2 terms. One gets 4 terms, 2 years they serve, and you can do 4, which equals 8 years. And the other can serve 2 terms, but serve 4 years for those each term, and that equals 8 years, which is the senator to the House of Representatives, if you know what I mean by that. They only have to do that. In school, the most schools don't even have a forced dress code, and some schools literally have a forced dress code, but some of them, they even though if they force a dress code, they at least give you something else to wear. It is literally supplied to them so that they sure that you're attending school and being able to effectively perform your scholar activities at school. You can do that. But if in government they can't even do that, say, oh, because of what you're wearing, you're not allowed to serve here. That is some of the most stupidest thing that I've ever heard before. If you're literally working there, you're doing the work, and you're such an excellent person, and suddenly they have to punish you for some penalty or something like that for not even wearing the dress code. That is obviously minuscule compared to like what people have already moved on. We can't be enforcing this dumb dress code rules in 2025. We are over this. Look, the people there are still dressing like if it were the 1980s, like the early 1980s, back when there were some signs of some retaliation against the movement of what you should be and what you wear, what you speak and what you believe in, and what you want to share, the word and stuff like that. So yeah, we're definitely above that, and I guess that'll be a cut to corner for something. Yeah, some of you might have to do something about it. And if you go, why can't you do something about it? Here's the issue. This is the next thing I need to point out for how the system works. Is that specifically only they are the ones that can change this specific rule. Which, guess who it is? The House of Representatives. You can in no way, unless you had some friend out there, that means that out of 100 of them, just so you know, 180 or whatever number that they are, unless one of them says yes, that doesn't mean everybody says yes. They'll have to vote on it, and again, they could just uphold it if the majority says no, we're going to keep the dress code the same way. Well, they're probably going to do that, so it's going to require a lot of them to go, maybe yes, we should probably change the dress code, which you can't easily do because sadly they're also fixated on the current climate and that they can't even fix this small issue. By the way, it's a small rule, still enforced in many states, by the way, still enforced in many states, that could be fixed in a very short period of time. But they take forever to even be able to pull off such laws and rule changes in their legislative system, which again, when it's not about laws and just about dress code, like the smallest things possible, it's like there's like zero fuss, but that doesn't mean that they're like fighting to keep it. They're just not wanting to, they have never decided or think to change it. So here we are. Just wanted to leave that today. And you rarely see me talking about my own state like this, but I need to get this sort of message out because I've already studied how they do this, and it is honestly disappointing how little they do for all the citizens when you think that we're doing so much and we're so free, but we barely can do anything at all, which is not the point about the House of Representatives. Of everybody there is above 40. They're all so outdated and so far behind that they don't understand that, say, if Generation Z tried to even apply for such rule, they wouldn't be able to for what they wear. You can't just go and say, let's force every single person to wear a suit, tie, a skirt, or specific suits and forms that you must wear, like uniforms that you're forced to do, which they're going to force. That's really stupid. Look, if you're somebody who doesn't wear such thing and is against your culture or tradition, which again the United States has freedom of religion, though I'm not a religious motherfucker, I at least know that what if your religion says you can't wear such thing? Well, you can't run for House of Representatives, senator, or state. You can't with their stupid dress code rule. That's one. It's a one small thing, but so effective. Small but very effective. That's just how they rat you out. If you want to wear a hoodie, well, you can't work here. They penalty for not wearing what they tell you to wear. No, I know some jobs do this, but we're talking about government, like really serious, like passing laws, bills type of level thing that doesn't require you some university level education to do. You just need to have common decency to like help people out. Well, they can't do that. Yeah, we're gonna be stuck right there. Besides that, I just had to leave that for this one recording. It's probably not gonna go on my main channel, so you'll be seeing this on my third channel. And if anybody discovers this, well, congratulations, you discovered me. And if you didn't subscribe yet, you're a loser. I'm kidding, by the way. And I'm legally have to say I'm kidding because that's technically me targeting you. Besides that, that's a joke, by the way. You don't have to subscribe; it's free, but you don't have to do that. But that's just what I tell people every time. Now, if you don't know who I am, my name is Viz/Maggie, These are names I go by. I'm also the Projectian. I have a main channel. It's probably not linked on this channel, not associated, because YouTube will automatically think, yo, you're trying to escape ban or a copyright strike. No, I'm not doing that. I simply don't have this channel connected to my main official channel because this is like a secret channel. Woo! You have to find it yourself. If suddenly this video does explode, well, welcome. Search out the project and welcome. Hi there. It's me. I'm here. I exist. You also exist. I mean, somebody's got to say it. Somebody's got to say this stuff. That's it.